everybody, and welcome back. I am the Sovereign, and this is my court. If this is your first time in attendance, hello! Please consider hitting the subscribe button before you leave our kingdom. I thought we were all going to have a nice, relaxing break from pageant world after the recent coronation of our Miss Universe Queen. Everybody in my court, in the kingdom, has all been focused on the coronation. I love the way that sounds, right? We are definitely living our kingdom fantasy world life over here. But anyhow, I thought we were going to have a break. And then I woke up this morning and a couple of you hit my email, several of you hit my DMs about things going down, once again, with the Canadian Organization for Miss Universe and Michael Cinco, one of the most renowned designers of pageant gowns in the world. I live for his gowns. If you've never seen a Michael Cinco gown, you just didn't know it was his, because everybody has seen a Michael Cinco gown. Michael Cinco is a Filipino designer because Philippines must have their hands on everything that is great. Just, can you leave the rest of us some room? But I do not dispute the glory that is his gowns. They are artwork. They are masterpieces. Like, I would live in one for the rest of my life. Like, bury me in a Michael Cinco gown. But it seems like the designer, Michael Cinco, and the director for Miss Universe Canada got into a little tiff and lit Instagram and the internet ablaze. I do have the entire statement from Michael Cinco, and it's a mouthful, so if you want to skip ahead, you can, but I will do my best to read through the entire statement in its entirety. But just to summarize before I read what Michael Cinco said, the Canadian director is accusing Michael Cinco and his team of sending Nova Miss Canada's gowns late, and they were ill-fitting, and they're saying that affected her placement in Miss Universe. That's basically the summary here. This is the statement from Michael Cinco himself. It is common knowledge, I believe, that I am a very positive person. I never go into rants, as it is just not me. I try to find humor in any adverse situation that I think warrants my time and attention, and the need to comment. I do not normally respond to unnecessary social media rants or any negative criticisms about my work, but this one caught my ire, as it seems to put uncalled for blame on my team a week after Miss Universe. The audacity of truth to be told when it is bereft of it. Now this is for you, the whole Miss Universe Canada team. Miguel Martinez, Dennis Martin de Villa, and Miss Canada Organization, and your ungrateful Miss Canada, Nova Stevens. You have been spreading fake news about me and my team being unprofessional days before the pageant, but I choose to be quiet and calm. But this time I need to stand up for me and my team. It is just so unfair. I have been bashed and criticized a lot of times by fashion critics and sometimes fellow designers hurl insults, comments on my designs and deemed them hazards of the trade and just took them all with a grain of salt. But this time I strongly take offense, as it involves my team and my credibility. Not to mention the eventual realization that I have been used and scammed by these lowlives pseudo-glam team. Firstly, the gowns arrived on time, or how could you have sent me photos and videos of her wearing them, showing how the gowns perfectly fitted her days before each event. You even posted a video of Nova in her last fitting, and she was happy. You were forcing me to make Nova's 26-inch waistline to be cinched to 23 inches, which I obviously didn't heed, even if you said that in pageants, comfort doesn't matter. But please don't say that her gown was ill-fitting. Secondly, the insinuation that my team was trying to sabotage her win is just absurd. Her life story was supposedly inspiring, and I even went out of my way hiring a team of world-class photographers to shoot her in my couture gowns at a world-class location in Dubai, just to give her extra publicity, mileage, and create for her a balance of glam and luxury as opposed to her humble homecoming in Africa. And everything was paid for by me. Did you get that? Thirdly, if it doesn't add up to you, then I'll add Miss Universe Romania, Miss Mexico, and Miss Czech Republic, who all wore couture gowns from my latest collection and preliminaries. Sadly, it is none of your business. Let me just add that they are endlessly thankful. The new Miss Universe Andrea Meza of Mexico, who was not able to wear my gown at either nights, even took the time to send me a thank you message right after her coronation. Miss Romania, Bianca, I can't say her last name, I'm sorry, even sent me a video message and was very grateful and is even planning to come to Dubai next week to meet me and thank me personally. Miss Czech Republic was so humble and honored to wear my gown. Former Miss Universe 2017, Demi Lee Thibault, was also gracious to send me video greeting and thanked me for the gown she wore. But for Nova and your team, not only have I not got a curt thank you, but even seemed so upset with me for being eliminated in the pageant. Am I the judge? Stop blaming me for Nova's not making it to top 21 in Miss Universe. In fact, she did not wear my gown to prelims, as you were earlier posting that she will wear another gown. And now you're telling me that her prelims gown killed her to advance to the finals. Am I to be blamed for that? I dressed up most A-list Hollywood celebrities, royalties, and wealthiest clients all over the world, and they only have one rule in fashion. If the dress don't fit, don't wear it. Simple as that. Get it? And all of them know how to say thank you. And lastly, here is the real truth to be told. You and your team have been using me for the past 3 consecutive years to dress up your candidates without paying me any cents. You don't even pay the courier or any other charges. A simple thank you note from Nova, you and your team would have sufficed, but you don't have the grace and decency to do that. You all are ungrateful, vile, and professional users. Next time, don't ask me or any Filipino designer to dress up your candidates. Ask your Canadian designers to showcase your works in a world stage. I do not need you in my career. Dressing up your candidates will not help my business. Stop scamming Filipino designers. How dare you? Shame on you and your whole Canadian team. Well, damn. So my first thoughts is, number one, I would hope nobody's getting mad at Michael Cinco for his words. He is offended and he has every right to be offended. I had no idea, okay? I had no idea that y'all were up here wearing Michael Cinco gowns and not paying for them. Because we all sit here as pageant fans and we think, how are they getting these like couture designer beautiful gowns? The designers are just letting them wear them, which is insane. Like, can I have one? I know the answer is no, but I have to ask, like, oh my God, you guys, like, he's really just letting girls wear his gowns. Outstanding. And he has every right to be pissed. Sometimes people get mad at me for being upset. If you go so far as to lie on somebody's name or just completely over the line and bash somebody in a way that it's just unnecessary, that person has every right to be mad. Michael has every right to be mad because what he is doing and has done is truly a gift. It does, I have to say, sound ungrateful. Now that I know this man has been giving free of charge gowns for Miss Universe contestants, and then for people to be upset with him because, you know, they don't think the gown is fitted correctly or things, understanding this is a competition. It's a very serious competition, but to publicly, that's the thing, to publicly come out and bash him. Okay, it's one thing to have behind the scenes discord with people. I do that with even people in my own court. We have respectful disagreements all the time, but you've never seen me post anything about members of my court or even a queen, like publicly, even if we have a disagreement. I can have respectful disagreements with people without blasting it on the internet. So to publicly come out and bash a designer who has basically done charity, that's a bit over the line. And Canadian director, I just have to ask, for all this meticulous attention to detail, where was this energy when it came to those headshots? I'm just like, we could have used some of that energy when it came to the Miss Canada, national competition headshots. I'm just saying, if you're going to throw this much smoke, it's misplaced. Also, to blame a designer for Nova not placing, that is very far-fetched. To say that styling doesn't have an impact would be a complete lie. It's a pageant. Styling definitely has an impact. I have seen women reach top 5, but I knew they just could not win just because the styling was so bad that there was just no justification for her winning the pageant. The fans wouldn't have it. And I knew that. There was nothing wrong with Nova's styling. Nothing. There was absolutely nothing wrong with Nova's styling in Miss Universe. Had I seen it, I'd have called it. She actually had one of the best, like throughout the competitions, she was one of the best presented women. She always had top of the line outfits no matter what. Her preliminary gown was totally fine. Her not making top 21 had nothing to do with her gown, if anybody thought otherwise. In my coterie over on Patreon, yes, I do have a Patreon because people have asked me, you know, how do I support the channel? Because I am not a full-time YouTuber. That's why I made a Patreon, so that I'm able to upload like secret videos. And for those of you who want to further support the channel, are able to do that. And then of course there are like Discord benefits, right? Where you get to have a title and you be a knight or a baron or a viscount like Lee is. We do have that. So like Miss Cement, she's a knight. So in my coterie on Patreon, in my extended cut of the Miss Universe reaction video, because over on the Patreon, it's an hour and 20 minutes long, right? The people on Patreon saw me cry a lot more than you guys did, okay? Because, oh God, I was such a blubbering idiot, but hell, they get to see it because they're special. In that video, I did discuss some things that I heard from behind the scenes about the Canadian organization and Nova and everything. I don't like to be one to spread rumors or speculate. If I don't have multiple sources saying the same thing, if it's not completely reliable, I'm not going to say it on my YouTube channel, because to me, that's pretty irresponsible, especially if it's going to impact one of the contestants. But I did report it over on the Patreon in the coterie. I knew that there was some behind the scenes things happening with the Canadian organization. I don't know if it was just the organization, the director, or Nova, but there was some strife happening and things weren't proper. And before this happened, before Michael Cinco made this statement, I knew that there was some issues with gowns. But we didn't really hear much about it afterwards until today. And let this serve as an example. As I said in previous videos, your behavior off the stage matters. The Miss Universe organization is going to pay attention to these things because you're going to be Miss Universe for a year, not just for the day of competition. You have to prove that you can sustain being a presentable queen for an extended period of time. So to think that they're not paying attention to how your behavior is, you know, in rehearsals, when you're meeting with fellow queens, behind the scenes, you're just not an educated contestant if you don't think they're watching you. I do have to say I'm a bit upset at the treatment of this designer because, yeah, you're definitely attacking his reputation and credibility and all the time, money, and effort that came on his behalf to make sure that Nova was looking her best. I really cannot be upset at him for being as upset as he is. I know that he said a lot. You know, he was like, this is, you're vile and everything. But I kind of understand his ire because just to go so far as to bash him publicly was totally over the line. If somebody had the audacity to do the same to me, I have every right to sink my nails into you. So whatever came from this was pretty unprofessional on behalf of the Canadian organization to be saying anything of the sort about Michael Cinco, a very respected designer. I don't think Nova should be getting a lot of the backlash because she didn't do it. Nova's not the one who got on Instagram or who got on a live stream. Nova did not bash Michael. It was not Nova posting nonsense about Michael, not from what I've seen. I've seen the post made by the Canadian director. I've seen nothing from Nova, but people are going to Nova to just destroy her and eviscerate her yet again, when most people know that she's kind of had a rough time in the Miss Universe competition. I don't think that type of energy should be flung her way. She didn't do anything. Even if, and I'm not saying she did, but even if she was dissatisfied about anything coming from Michael, she didn't say it publicly. So her catching backlash is completely unwarranted. The Canadian team and organization and director, you kind of brought this on yourself. And I understand that Nova is a figurehead for the organization. So quite honestly, if I was Nova, I'd be looking at my director like, really? Really? Hello? I'm the one wearing our crown. You know they're going to come after me. Honestly, director, you kind of did Nova a little dirty because now she's having to deal with this issue. So I think it's clear, and we can all say without speculation that the Canadian team will not be using Michael Cinco gowns going forward. I've seen them wearing his gowns for several years at this point. We all remember Canada, I think 2018's very iconic gown that I just loved, right? Yeah, that's done. Perhaps maybe you should invest in using designers from your own country. Honestly, the Miss Universe stage is a very big stage, and it does have a lot of eyeballs on it. It is very easy to get an up-and-coming designer or a very unknown designer and bring them to the forefront. Why wouldn't you showcase your own country's designs, understanding that Michael is insanely talented? He is. And I understand, like, if I could wear one of his gowns, yeah, I'm gonna wear one of his gowns. But he's not the only designer there is. But just keep in mind the level of professionalism you're gonna have working with certain people. Is it worth it? Just honestly ask yourself if it's worth it. Like I said, I may have disagreements with people in my court, and I will not block them or ban them. Like, you have to be severely disrespectful or dumb to get blocked. Like, if you got blocked, you were acting so stupid. But even when I block somebody, I don't publicize it. I don't put it up on my Instagram story. Like, I don't do that. Now, I will say, if you are trolling me, and it's a funny troll, I will post you on Instagram and but I don't even post people's names. I've never even posted an IG tag. I think I got one person that called me the B word and I posted his TikTok one time, but that's like, you're bringing it on yourself. Because if you want to have war with me, like, we could fight. But there was no reason to go to war with Michael Cinco. That's what I'm saying. That's basically what I'm saying, okay? There are times where it's okay to go to war. This was not one of those times where it was necessary. This is just drama for no reason. So, Canadian director, get it together. Please, y'all, get off of Nova. I got onto Instagram right before making this video. Nova put up this kind of response to everything that's happening on Instagram, so I will let you guys hear her words.
So for all of you online, please don't give into the drama. It's not worth it. Let's not spread more negativity. Let's just spread love. It's so draining, and I'm sad that I have to stop what I'm doing and address this. I just want to take a few minutes away from social media and just reflect on life and just, figure out what my next move are and just be with my friends and family. But I'm unable to do that because I have to address this. And it's not fair. It's not fair to anyone. It's not fair to anyone involved that they have to stop what they're doing and get into this negativity. This is devil's work. I don't think it's worth it. So please just spread love. Don't give in. Let's have the last memories be of nothing but love and kindness.
So like I said, she's already had a very rough time, and I don't really think she deserves any backlash for the behaviors of her director, right? This is not the first time we have seen directors do things that I don't necessarily approve of, but I have stated publicly many times that I am not going to fault a woman or a contestant for the behavior of her director. Hello, Miss Universe Mexico. So for Nova really shouldn't be getting backlash, and I don't want to see her crying. And it's just like, Miss Universe is over. We have a new queen. There is no reason to be continuing on and, oh, she didn't make it because of this reason. Well, it's because the gown was bad. Like, no. First of all, none of Michael Cinco's gowns have ever been bad. So that's a fib. That's like, I'm sorry. You're not about to tell me Michael Cinco's gowns, like, even if his gown was ever ill-fitting, which I'm telling you, Michael knows his stuff. I have never seen a bad presentation with a Michael Cinco gown. I refuse to believe it. His reputation is unstained. So even if by some horrendous work of the devil that his gown was slightly misfitted, most of the audience wouldn't even know because his gowns are just too glorious. The fit is just too wonderful. The craftsmanship is just too on point. I refuse to believe it. When it comes to the issue of just saying thank you, I could understand once again why Michael would be a little bit upset about that. When he is dressing so many different contestants out of his own pocket without being paid, the least you could do is just simple acknowledgement of his hard work and effort, because I'm still blown that y'all are getting these gowns for nothing. It's Michael Cinco, and he's right. He doesn't need the Miss Universe organization competition. He has a beautiful reputation as it is. So he doesn't need to be putting his designs on contestants. Though, Michael, I encourage you to continue doing so. Okay? I like seeing your dresses. Please keep putting them on stage. But he's right. You know, he's really doing this just being kind. Like, honestly, I would love to ask him, like, why? Why are you doing this? Is it just because you like it when I'm curious as to why he does allow this to happen. I'm happy that he does. But the least you could do is a bit of a thank you. So if I were to say anything, that would be the one thing that I would say Nova herself could have done. Now, I have seen 4 days ago that Nova did in fact say thank you. On her Instagram, she's in the gown that she was supposed to wear during Miss Universe finals, and it is glorious, Michael. It's beautiful. And she did say thank you to Michael, and that occurred like days ago. So she said thank you before this came out. Maybe he didn't see it, or maybe, I don't know, maybe that was after he brought it up behind the scenes and then she did it. I don't know. All I know is she has acknowledged that she has thanked him for his designs. And I have seen the pictures of her photo shoot in Dubai, which was beautiful once again. And I did not know Michael put that together. So like what he is doing and what he's putting in for the girls, he's giving all the effort. So yes, the least anybody could do is say thank you, whether it be from Nova or the organization themselves. And once again, I don't think this is all on Nova. I think that this is just the fault of the director. Like you guys really shot yourself in the foot with this. So what have we learned from this situation? Be careful who you pick fights with. Like honestly, and make sure it is worth it. Minuscule disagreements is not worth ruining a relationship with someone you've worked with for years. I've had arguments with my brother, my mom, my grandmother, hell, anybody. But that doesn't mean I hate them or I'm going to completely disown them. As I've said, there's certain contestants, organizations I had an issue with, but I've never like completely disowned a woman or an organization or a team. Like, hello, editing me here. I need to clarify something. If you were a person featured in a video in which I donned the crown of shade, you are in fact still disowned. Just wanted to make that clear. There's a few people I have disowned, and you still are. Thank you. So please just think a little bit before you go so far as to burn your bridges. In the comment section below, let me know what you think of this situation. Please, I really do discourage sending any hate to Nova, because I don't think the situation is entirely her fault. But in the comment section, let me know what you think about the situation. Any suggestions for designers that Canada should use going forward, because they are looking, clearly. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. And like I said, if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. We talk about lots of different things. We've been stuck on coronations for a while, but I am getting back into other videos now that it's time to settle down with pageants. So stick around, love to see you continue here with us. I love you and I will miss you, but you know I will be back in a future video. Bye.